go on another adventure from the beginning. Just finished the alpha, so why not do the pre-beta? Or pre-alpha, I mean, just to kind of check it out and see what it's all about. After the end of this music at the beginning, that's pretty much all the music we're going to hear in the game, and other than the birds chirping every once in a while, so yeah. Gonna not be very much audio except for some dude talking to you on the microphone. You might hear Woodwick candle in the back do its little crackle crackle, but that's about it. So just getting into it, as soon as you start, you kind of saw what you were going to get into. This is a manticore, and it's pretty much all of the enemies are in the shape of a bat. Some of them are the actual what they are. I'm just going through the inventory right now, showing you guys. Instead of last time me actually playing the game, I'm actually just talking over it. I've already recorded this before in the past to see how it goes. Inventory screen, yeah, a little bit different. Hit select, or what would it be, Z, and it would show you the item description. Again, returning is rituals, I think it was in there, as well as effects. It does, or no, it just shows rituals, doesn't show effects. I think that didn't come around until the beta version. Showing off the character models and all that good stuff. I feel a lot better now than I did during the beta, so hopefully I have more interesting things to say. I'll try, but there's only so much, especially now that we're going backwards into an alpha version of a pre-alpha at that version of the game. So there's not as much to talk about or to show off, but there's a good amount, though, I should say. Sneak works. Oh, so if you hit your red B button, then it'll cast a spell. No animations or effects, but there are animations for what it'll do, because Aileron and Rita both have multiple spells that they can cast, but I don't know how to cast the other spells. Like Aileron knows Fireball, Rita knows the other ones that she normally comes with in the base game. But yeah, do they actually work or not? I'm not sure, or if they were just a way to test it out. I'm not sure. You'll see here while you're playing randomly, some of the characters like Beacon and then Rita will do it too. They'll just like run off into the distance for some unknown reason. They're just overachieving go-getters. But as soon as you skip your turn, then they just go back to their normal place, and then they do it again. So, Beacon, you go kill that wall. You get it. I believe in you. That face of his, though, that he makes, it's too much for me. Oh, there goes Rita. Yeah, from the beta to the alpha is pretty similar. Not sure on the circles, the red and the green, other than when you get close here to an enemy in attacking distance, it'll turn green. So I'm assuming that's what it's meant to do, is hit detection, but that's all the only conclusion I could really come up with. Here I'm just swapping out a weapon to see if the club is like the club in the beta, but it's not. It just keeps her dagger that she has, because it turned the club into like a tomahawk looking thing. It was crazy. So yeah, Manicore dead, victorious. For your treasure loot, this is all it'll give you. Every battle I ever fought, it'll give you that exact same loot. Plus sometimes it adds additional loot, but that's about it. Yeah, rituals. Yeah, he knows Fireball. I don't know how to change the spells, so I casted Air Shield. Use your yellow arrow buttons to change which character you're looking at. You all start out with 10,000 XP, so you can level up stuff, I guess, if you truly want to fight and see how good you can do against other enemies. It's up to you. But I really didn't mess with a lot of the combat other than a few fights just to kind of see how the hit detection worked with those circles. I tried to change the magic couldn't figure out how to do it, and still confused about those red, green, and blue bars, or red, yellow, and blue bars, assuming the red's health. Got Mr. Ferris, or the Jester. I think he's named the Jackal in the dialogue box. I'll have to see what it, or he's a Carney. You'll see it. Carney is his name when you try and switch to him. I think that's the dialogue he gets when he's on Port Saiid. But yeah, doesn't really do much other than that I could find anyways. So one thing you can do, options, is you can make things rain, snow if you want to. You can make it super fast and crazy. As far as the life cycles, there's a little map that kind of is, I guess, could have been useful in the end game if they would have kind of bumped it up a little bit, but it's really just there to show you what little red square where you actually are on the map. And there you saw, I turned it up to the max, the 3600, and that's not me speeding up the game at all. That's just the game itself. So pretty crazy. I'm assuming for development purposes, it's good to see like what things look like in see, so you can see the red square where I'm actually at on the map. And the map itself, what's undiscovered or discoverable, doesn't actually show. So that's the map and just the red square. Yeah, your shop, a couple items for gold. So why not buy giant axes? I wish I could get a giant axe right at the beginning of the game and have to pay 1 gold for it. That'd be very nice. Because I think it has lower hit, but it has 6 damage on it, so it's really good. It's actually one of the early weapons I like to get for farming, but yeah. Yeah, there's your life gem. The Phoenix Down / resurrection that never was, or never came to be. For combat, you always get a wolf and a spirit wolf every time you hit the combat button there. And whatever party you have, you'll go with them, and then the wait and the trek just ends the fight. There are a lot of actors, so I'll show a good majority of them here, but there's just so many to show, and a few different places we can teleport to. And then you're right between the third town, Talewok, and Port Saiid. And then this I went to the Namer's Island just so you can change the scenery while we do a little fashion show here to display different portraits of different characters. So this is what Aidyn looks like. And then there's a couple more. There's like 4 or 5 here. And as you saw, if you do combat test, you can change the different backgrounds, what the actual areas look like. Obviously those weren't either rendered, or maybe it's my graphics, or just not quite in yet. But yeah, the main thing I was trying to show off here is the pictures. That's what he looks like, or he did look like. I don't know if that's an actual person, or I'm assuming not, because they didn't, if they had the GIMP or Photoshop abilities to copy paste someone's face into that. I'm not quite sure, to be honest with you. Excuse me. But yeah, here's Donovan. Oh, look at that haircut. Very nice. Test is always the same arena from my understanding. I'm not sure what that light is on the little circle on the bottom there. It's changed before and it's moved around, but I don't know what it is. So yeah, sound off in the comments if you have any idea. There's another guy. Not sure who these people are. Developers, artists, programmers, testers. I don't know. Your friends, sisters, brothers, cousins, twice removes, uncle. I don't know. So, but yeah, a lot of the enemies are bats and their portraits. Yeah, another guy. They don't really show. I guess it came later to try and mess with other people's portraits to show other things other than just the bats, because like that one's a wyvern. It's not an actual bat, so that's nice that you actually get to see that character model in a fight. But the majority are bats. And there's our friend from returning from the beta. Well, I'm assuming she's returning to that beta from the alpha. She was the only one that I saw that was the same from the beta that I remember of. Um, and yeah, that was about it. On the Namer's Island, um, you can't go into the caves underneath. There are holes for them, but it doesn't show. You can't actually get in there. And that yeah, you can just walk through where what's his name? The wizard. I'll butcher his name anyways, but yeah, you know where he dies. Spoiler alert. When you get to the island, that was just showing where it was on the map. This is Keelan's model. She is carrying a I don't know what kind of bow slash sword. Maybe it's just auto rendered under it because you could see it kind of look like a sword that she was holding, but it's in has that unrendered texture of the bow. Um, so that's interesting. She kind of skips when she walks. You can kind of see the port town over there. Um, but yeah, now I'm gonna go up and show the lighthouse, and then we'll go off to the port town too. So this I saw a screenshot actually online of another developer. I believe that's who he is. Um, excuse me, I saw yeah of that dialogue back in the day. And we've already seen his very unique portrait. Um, just the last little screen before this. Uh, Same exact thing, kind of like the cutscene with Keelan already ended, and then you have to challenge him and say you're going to fight him. But it doesn't matter. You don't have to talk to him. You could just walk over the bridge. And yeah, you know, a lot of the enemies here, I went through and cleared some of them out. A lot of them are kind of hostile, but not. Some of them, if you run into them face on, it'll trigger it, the fight, but others won't. So yeah, a lot of them though you could just walk by and just say hello to the bear and the bandits and the ogres and all that noise. Um, but I figured since I didn't show the lighthouse last time, I wanted to at least show it in the alpha, other than a still screenshot, because yeah, I think this in the port town, maybe this was where you were going to originally maybe start out. I'm not sure what they were planning, but obviously it was done way in the beginning in the pre-alpha. I mean, they already had this all damn near set up and ready to go. Even though you can't actually get into the lighthouse, you can click on it, but it doesn't do anything. Those two enemies, sometimes they'll, yeah, if you run into them, they'll fight you, but sometimes you'll get an error message. This alpha is definite there. You can see the tower from the lighthouse from the back end of it. Um, but yeah, it's an alpha. What do you expect? It's all wonky. And then Baird, we'll start checking out the town. Yeah, that was a chaos guy on the right there. Teleport scroll, no treasure chest or nothing are placed down there on the left where the teleport scroll was. Guards running around like a madman at the front. Pretty much everyone in this town, if you talk to them, they will fight you. Kind of similar to the beta, actually. Well, yeah. Well, some people you could actually trigger random dialogue that wasn't super helpful, unless I guess you had high diplomacy, and even then it wasn't really useful. Godric's not in the center there. She's hostile. The mirror girl lady. Um, Ferris, the jester, isn't there either. That's just another commoner person. Because there's you can change yourself into a commoner male or commoner female, and that's what both of them look like. If you wanted to walk around as one of them, but even the running one kind of, oh, up to the stairway I go, invisible stairway I go. Neither of them really move very fast. The fastest is actually the chicken, which we'll see a little later, is even faster than a lot of the characters, Aileron included. None of these buildings are accessible except for this one building here. You can walk into the door, and there's some stuff in here. None of it's activated or can't do nothing. So, but it's still nice just to see. They were working on the buildings and what could go in it. Like how in the beta, some of the buildings just had little stills of a flame where there was going to be a light. Now we're going to fly around with our bat friend, and he's going to go take us around Talewok, the third town you get to play in the game, go to. Pretty much, it's actually more accessible than the beta, because if you get too close into this town, it would give me that error message that there are too many wanderers. So at least I can go in and see, look, there's little plots of land where they are going to place stuff without, airing me out. So that's nice. But yeah, no, none of the buildings are here yet. But the landscape is ready for the construction sites to be built, so to speak. Then I remember, yeah, you'd loop around here. There'd be a spirit wolf kind of just hanging out there, a group. That was excellent for grinding. Nothing's in the Dryad Fairy Forest, but I just wanted to kind of show it off. You see where it kind of clips green above the trees, so that's kind of where the end of the picture goes and all that. I think I got pretty lost in this forest, to tell you the truth, just like how I normally would, even when the game was finished. It's kind of confusing, but I figured I'd go in here and kind of see if there was any rocks or the tree where the flower is at under behind it. But it's all pretty much empty. But still, just for video footage sake, show you. That's a face only a mother could love. And so's that one. Moving right along to Chaos Island. Change the font a little bit here, so because you could do that in the options menu. We're going to go over there. Just wanted to show you one little thing here. Godric is not playable as a character. You can't walk around as him, unfortunately. So wanted to show you his face and how he moves around and acts in the beta, or the alpha, excuse me. Just so you could see that. And again, that little light thing on the ground. There's his portrait too. But yeah, there's a lot of actors under the tab, again, that I'll show you a lot more of. But a lot of them, Godric's not one of them. I don't know why, if they just accidentally forgot him. Maybe he's a redheaded stepchild and he just wasn't ready or something. But yeah, you could at least see him in combat. Again, when you hit combat, you'll just see you'll fight a wolf and a spirit wolf every time, one of each. So, gonna run around now and just show you the Chaos Island. Very empty, obviously, from where we got in the finished game. There was a lot more up there in that center little area too. The tree's there. There's no teleporter over there. It's just the tree. It's a tree sprite. But I at least wanted to show you it from a different angle. And yes, this is sped up because this, even though it looks like he runs really fast, he doesn't. Same with the little picture. I'm not sure if those were there or those were changed into flag banners, not just a square picture of a skull and bones. No enemies here. Our virgin dead sacrifice is there for the Chaos Islands to prevail, I guess. I don't think I ever got any backstory on that, what she was there doing or why. I know there's a red skull flag picture in the back there that I kind of just ran over. Same with this one here. But I'll show you at the end photos so you can see a little bit better images of them. What I really wanted to show you guys here was how different the tower is. That's not the tower that the game was finished with. It is much different um, when you go in there. Or you can just walk in and walk out to trigger the flag, and you don't even have to go in there if you don't want to. But I tried showing the back here, but I just got caught and aired out with another crash. So yeah. This is the Goblin camp that's actually right after the beginning of the game, and you get poisoned and you go to Orion's hut, and then you can come up here. This is your first time where you see a goblin, so I figured why not walk around as a goblin. This again is sped up too, because the goblins walk extremely slow. But you can see how alpha E this this definitely is compared to the beta version and the finished game version. You can't even, there's not even that second step there yet, so you can't walk up there. You have to walk all the way around. So, but I guess it's a good thing, so you get to see more footage of the still water and the rocks, that formation. Up there behind me on the right is where you get that your first large shield if you choose to use it and take the hit to dexterity. Um, But it's not a bad shield until you get the tower shield in the castle, if you so choose to take the hits to dexterity again. So the only thing that's really there yet is that statue over there with the, excuse me, little mantle you can read there. Bridge isn't even completed. Excuse me. I actually don't think now that I think about it, it wasn't finished in the base game either. But you can't read what the plaque says over there. You can just kind of look at it. So yeah, just wanted to show you the front and the back of it. None of the houses, yeah, here. No treasure chests. You can't get the chest that has the rope up here. Nothing. But all the foundation remains intact. This pretty much is what the game looked like as far as what you can walk on and everything. So that's about it for the alpha of it. So this now, jumping forward, this is the beta version, because I didn't show the beta version of what it looks like in the game. So we actually have some sound now. Cool, yay. Missing a lot of the chests still, but at least textures look a lot better. Water looks a lot better. You can actually hear noise in the background, that oh so loud-ish. Well, I turned it down to about half volume for you guys because it was obnoxiously sound in the background while I'm playing this entire game after it rains once during the beta. Yeah, the buildings are actually there. You can actually read this plaque here. Sorry for going so fast, but yeah, stop the video and read it if you want to. The goblin finally triggered the fight here. But I think this was just a patch of herbs or spice. This actually wasn't a treasure chest, if I remember correctly. Or maybe there was another thing behind this building that had the herbs. But you can go in there and get the gold. That building's accessible. This building's accessible. You can go get your Namer's ring as well. It pretty much looks the same from what I remember of in the finished version of the game. So I'm not sure what version of the beta this is, if there were more betas after this beta, or if they just did, pre-alpha, and that counts as the alpha, and then beta, and then finish game, or what. But yeah, it looks pretty much done. And even you can go up here, and the treasure chest is here where you can get the rope, which I just say open chest, and then it says no trap, but you still need to lockpick it. Okay. Cool. And you can get your rope. But again, in the beta, you can't equip it unless you're in a battle phase, because the start menu's like blank still. So, but yeah, that's about it for the beta version and the alpha version of the Goblin Town. Going back to the alpha, this is the first town with our wonderful prince that betrays us. Just showing how not complete this is. You saw in the background where like the Chaos little camp was. The town, you can see where the statue is going to go. Invisible walls you got to deal with, the wells there. But yeah, no buildings, no one to talk to. Uh, I think those flags were like blue, like a teal bluish turquoise maybe, not a purple. So yeah, the inn's not there, nothing's there. But you can see where the two little side towers are going to go eventually, which did make it into the beta. But yeah, I wanted to go up here and show you it's purple. But just like in the beta, you can't actually get into the castle. So yeah. Oh, and this is I wanted to show you what's his name? Trahams? Uh, Trahern. Remember the bald guy that gives you equipment in the castle? Well, I don't know if he's necessarily bald. It looks like he's got some hair, even a full-blown beard. Yeah, he looks like he is missing his head or balding on the head. But yeah, he looks a little bit different from the finished version of him. Um, oh yeah, if you press up on your C arrows, it'll show you that information. It had like the frames and a couple other things that I have no clue what they were. So yeah, knocking out the places. Let's go to the Goblin Stronghold, which also in the unfinished version of the game, there is an item that is the Goblin Stronghold map. So this is the Goblin Stronghold up in the mountains in past Errormon. So I figured I'd show you this and the Hobgoblin, but he moves extremely slow. So this is the chicken, which moves the fastest that I found out of all of the different actors. Uh, the only problem is when you stop, it keeps going for like a foot or two. So, and then also it causes glitches and crashes like that sometimes. So can't always frame skip with F4 and run through the game too fast because it'll start bugging out on you pretty bad, especially when you go through these trees for some reason. So this is the speed. That was the normal speed, so now this is the sped up version. I wanted to show you guys just that. You can't go into any of the actual huts, including where the Hobgoblin boss fight is up there, but you can walk around and look at huts if you want to. See the nice structures, and you can walk through them all. And then coming up to the town, it is non-existent. So that's unfortunate. Can't show you the caves or nothing, but hey, it's a beta or alpha. They're working on it. See how it like turns greenish? But that's actually the platform. I think I go on it. Yeah, so it's just empty. You can see where the road starts or from going in there, but yeah, the town's not there. Jumping forward, we're going to go straight to the desert, and why not walk around the desert as Miss Shola said, Shola, since she's from the desert city, town where you get her. So when you teleport, this is where you first start. Why not run up to the top here and show you a good view of everything that is and is not. um, There's only so much you can see again with the draw distance anyways, even in the finish game, but at least you can see some stuff. And in the options, I turned it to no weather condition and sunny during the day, and so the time stops, so it won't change. So this should be the brightest and clearest the game will ever get without any weather conditions. I pretty much had it on those settings since the beginning, after the first little intro section here. But just to show you some stuff that's still here, like the tombs are non-existent, but Maxim's little grave site is. I'm actually right on top of it. That is physical, but everything underneath is not physical. You'll just fall through if you go down there or try to like photograph glitch into it, but you can see where it's going to be, and that you could potentially go down there. Um, but again, yeah, see, as soon as you frame skip down and you try and jump down into it, you fall through and it brings you back up, and even sometimes the upper layer is not solid. But yeah, even here in the pre-alpha, the bones were here of, I'm assuming, a dragon. The textures are a little bit different, but yeah, those have always been here since day one, beginning pre-alpha. So yeah, no coins or potion. I think there was acid flasks under his body. Um, yeah, city doesn't exist either um, at all. If you walk on it, it's just like Errormon, where it would be that yellowish, greenish tinted platform that you could just walk on, and if you go too far, it'll crash the game. So really nothing worth showing there. And you can see where we were at when we first spawned in here to the desert. I'm going to show you what is it now? The gate, or should I say the non-existent gate. Again, since the tombs aren't there, um, we gotta go give away some of the best items in the game. Those don't exist quite yet, but they started to in the beta anyways. You saw them all activated. But yeah, this is where you would come from the mountain pass, either from the beach or from Terminer. Um, there's no gate. There's no gates. There's no riddles. Nothing from, yeah, to go answer from Ugarit. Ugarit town. So yeah, this is coming from the beach area, excuse me. And this, so I wanted to show you now, coming from the opposite direction, where there is like a Junar ruin slash bandit hideout cave cavern thing. In the alpha version here, it's like nothing. This is where you find it. I just wanted to show you where it was located, and there's a crevice in the wall. You could see, I mean, if you didn't know it, you would just think, oh, it's just a brick blockade thing, something they cut out in the mountain that, I don't know, maybe something will be there, who knows. Um, this is the actual the vanilla finished version of the game, I should say, that got released to the public of that cave. Same place. There was a bandit out there that I took care of. But a tree, and then yeah, this is the actual cave. I wanted to show this to you so you can see like what the door looks like. There is a rat pack that's there. That I do believe keeps respawning at the end of each day, right there at the fork that I was just at. There's a pack of sandworms guarding that little treasure bag over there. I love this music too that's in here. I know it's probably super quiet, but man, I love the soundtrack of this thing. And then this is, yeah, the finished product, where every little tower thing, I don't know what these are, if you can ever go in them. Each of those have a little treasure box. The one I'm passing on the left here, I believe, has the banish wand or staff. And then there's also a lucky treasure chest or two that has the wizard or witch's ring in it. But yeah, this is the finished version. You can see there's the symbol with the flag and everything, and the drapes over the door that we just walked through. What were they going to do with this? I don't know. If there was going to be a story to it, cutscenes, something more in the treasure boxes, or yeah. But jumping to the beta version of the game now, you can see a lot of the mountains aren't rendered quite yet. But hey, we got a tree. There's the bandit. That did make it into the beta as well as the finished game. Complete with the rain sounds in the background. You can actually go into this cave. It is extremely dark. There are no lights. I tried this on 2 different versions of the Project 64 emulator. Other than that light gray little texture there up top. Um, yeah, so maybe turn up your brightness, but that's all um, that's really here. It's really just a dumbed down version of the finished game version because there's no flags, there's no banner tapestry over it. You can't see inside really of what's inside these things. Well, you really couldn't anyways in the finished game either, but yeah. Yeah, I thought it was maybe something to do with my color settings or textures or something, but the textures are there. You can see them. It's not like they're rendered white or black or something. It's just really dark in this room, and I don't know how to change up the lighting or if that's just what it was. But here it is in all of its glory, the Junar/Bandit encampment beta version. That was alpha, beta, and finished game of what's in here. Monsters are in here, chests, all that. So, okay, jumping back to where Talewok was, going to that fork instead of the port town on the right, we're going to go left to the, and yeah, here's the map of it, the non-existent damn near bog terminer fourth town, or fifth town I should say, that you get to go to with our good old buddy Doggle. Lot of messed up stuff here. A lot of crashing. I will tell you that right now. Did not have a good time trying to come here. But I had to see if, the tower, Shamsuk's tower was here, or maybe the catacomb tombs where you get that scythe was, or if I could access the beach over there on the far left, or maybe Terminer all in general, but none of them are really here. You can't really access anything. You can access some really weird brown, I guess, moving mud rock slide-ish looking textures. That's never made it from my understanding. I don't know. It's not supposed to be water, so yeah, a lot of invisible hidden objects you can't move through, but at least wanted to show you guys some of what it was. And then yeah, if you run up, I found if you run up over here, just like in Errormon, you can stand on a solid platform and look down and kind of see, or fall off the edge. Either way, you can kind of see what's down there, or what kind of exists down there. Um, yeah, there. I don't really know much else to say. There's not much else to show or say on here, but I at least wanted to make an attempt to show off as much as I can of the game, of what it was back then. Because you could see, like, yeah, up where I'm at, I think is where going to the right would be Terminer. But to the left is more of the bog area and then the beach area if you keep going that direction over there. But that's pretty much it. So you can run all the way to those squares if you want to, but yeah, it doesn't go nowhere. And that's a cow. I don't think cows ever made it to the finish game, but just going over some slideshows, the two different sand colors in the desert, one of many error messages. A lot of them were the same errors from the beta. Our Chaos Island Virgin Sacrifice. Better picture of her you can kind of see from a different angle. Yeah, going up to the Goblin encampment, you can kind of see just what those textures look like, even though the structures are solid. That's not a desert, friend. In the snow. Fairy, Lizard King, old crazy guy, man. Old crazy eyes, and his, yeah, the portrait of the skull back there. Maxim and his tomb. Now, I got this at a different angle, because if you look at it, you can see the drop-down cone over there, but there's these two structures. I don't know if those are supposed to be inside of the actual, and then there's a little treasure. But yeah, I don't know if those guys are supposed to be inside it or not, but yeah. Horse, that made it into the game in Terminer. Um, yeah, the king in all of his purple gloriness. that's the back end of the lighthouse. So you can see, I didn't know there was a window back there. Oh yeah, those two caves are there, but they're not accessible. But yeah, you can see the lighthouse at least. Another shot of the Chaos Island Tower that is way different from the finished version. Mr. Ehud, or Shamsuk, Ehud, whatever version you want to call him. Our Gordon Ramsay, that creepy face. That's like Hannibal Lecter. Oh yeah. God. I forgot his name. Yeah, that's another angle when you reload a new character, like Bowen there. You can see kind of the inside of the castle, what it angle. There's our other guy, our not so bald friend. The queen next to a pond I found on the way from Gwernia, the first town to the second town. Our right with Wraith with another angle of those two statues of Maxim's tomb. Uh, yeah. When you spawn in as Tuxin, it shows his, yeah, that sprite of his chair. And this is a male fairy with the two different waters in the background. And this is actually a site that I found that do N64 prototypes that have the alpha and the beta. They also have a debug mode version of the game too, believe it or not. After I found out about the alpha and beta in the subreddit, I figured why not look at the debug or try and find other versions of the game, and that's how I found the debug version, complete with controls, how to do everything, screenshots, all that good stuff, which looks like a worth checking out, that's for sure. So it was a pleasure going through the game with you guys again. We've gone through the beta and the alpha now. That debug may be worth looking at too, as well as the new and improved version one of our friends made and posted for us on the subreddit, which I highly recommend you check out. All the links will be in the description in the video. And yeah, it's just more footage of me playing with the chicken. Thanks again so much, guys, for watching this. It was a lot of fun getting to explore this and seeing what could have been and what was beforehand in the game. 2 Sholas. Alright, so we're going to get to play with save state. Oh, okay. This is going to be fun. Debug mode. That's awesome. Oh my gosh.